Yes, have a good day, children. Yes, we will continue the lesson. How many of you? Only, only few. Amrish Kumar, Sania Venkati, yes, Savita, Kaveri, Nitin Chavan, Kaveri, Pooja, Sanya, Priyanka, yes, okay. Gaddan Kiri, yes, yes. Vijayalakshmi Tuppada, Kaveri, yeah, Pooja Chachkandi, yeah. Okay, children, we shall continue the lesson today about the ancient story, life story. It is a science lesson. You should go through scientific theories. You ask your science teacher about the general theory of relativity. Relativity, yesterday I have discussed about you. If a watch is carried to North America, if both the watches are set at the same time, showing the same time, if you carry those two watches to different continents and they show different times and they don't show equal proportion of movements. So that's what here theory of relativity. So gravitational theory has been changed after this great scientist. That's why you call him genius. Genius means Einstein. Einstein means genius. That became synonyms, children. So in this paragraph 12, go through this paragraph 12, children, and look at these lines. Take textbooks, take fair writing also, and make marks changes. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. In 1915, he had published his general theory of relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. So, gravity has got a new definition, new interpretation after this 1915. Okay. In an eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. Okay. So, his gravitational theory, the theory of relativity, was accurate. That was brought proof by the eclipse of sun in 1919. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected. Okay, deflect means change direction because of it hits something. Yes, hits something. Yeah, deflected. Yes, calculated in advance that showed that proof through the sun's gravitational field. The newspaper proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution that became scientific revolution in science. Einstein brought mesmorph and different change. The newspapers also declared his work as a scientific revolution. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. So all press media of the world wrote about him and he received honors and invitations from all over the world. He got Nobel Prize also. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein immigrated to the United States of America. So Nazis came to power and started killing Yahudis. So Nazis rule killed millions of people during that period. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. They were very upset because of his nuclear discovery. Many of them had fled from fascism, just as Einstein had. And now they were afraid the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. So they were afraid of Nazis and they could build an atomic bomb. At the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American president Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type. So he wrote a letter to then President of America, Franklin Roosevelt, in 1939. He warned about a single bomb of this type, nuclear bomb. Exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. Until that, the bombs even did not destroy buildings, did not killed properly the n number of people, so only 2 to 3 people were died there. But this bomb will explode a port and also surrounding territory of the place. His words did not fail to have an effect. So his words affected Americans. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. Okay, so this was the greatest tragedy also that ended the wars, First World War, Second World War, fully stopped, full stop. Here, that's why even having atomic bombs, China also not able to use it because of this adverse effects and dangerous effects over the world, and they couldn't gain any profit. They want to get profit, that's why they are spreading virus. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. Einstein was saddened, deeply shaken by the extent of destruction. This time he wrote a public missive. Missive means a letter, especially long after official documents. In it, he proposed he proposed the formation of a world government. World government was not there, UNO, United Nations Organizations. Okay, United Nations World Government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact. But over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to the arms build-up and using. So he strongly opposed the developing of arms, building arms, and also using them. His popularity to campaign for peace and democracy continued. So he became very popular in the campaign of peace and democracy. When Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. He was considered as a scientific genius. Died at the age of 76, and he was celebrated as a visionary. Visionary means thinking of the future. Scientists won't think of future, and he thought of well-being of the coming generation. Okay. Yes, here are some headings of paragraphs in the text. Write the numbers of the paragraphs for each title against the heading. The first one is done for you, Einstein's equation. Just you have to write the number of paragraphs. So could you write it very easy, children? These are there in the beginning paragraphs. Okay, desk drawer, marriage and divorce. Okay, these are the points related to those paragraphs. So you can do this, children. Try to read the lesson and put it in on order and try to read. These are the emotional main points of these lessons. Marriage and divorce, a desk drawer full of ideas, a letter that launched the arms race. Yes, who had those opinions about Einstein? He was boring, he was stupid, would never succeed in life, he was a freak. So boring means his friends. Okay, in the opinion of friends. Second one, in the opinion of his professors, teachers. He was a freak according to his mother. Okay, yes. Explain what the reasons for the following are. Einstein leaving the school in Munich for good. Einstein wanting to study in Switzerland rather than Munich. Einstein seeing in Mileva and Ali. What do these tell you about Einstein? Yes. What did Einstein call his test trial at the patent office? Said, why? His test trial here only. His test trial is full of ideas. Okay. Test trial is full of ideas. Yes. Why did Einstein write a letter to Franklin Roosevelt to giving information about atom bombs? How did Einstein react to the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki? How he reacted? His reaction about the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Why does the world remember Einstein as a world citizen? He was remembered as a world citizen because he involved in world politics and also he worked for he strongly opposed the science which develops dangerous weapons, arms. Okay, he was against that kind of science. Here are some of facts from Einstein's life arrange them in chronological order. You read this lesson, you write here number one, two, three. Okay. Einstein family moves to Finland. Okay. When Hitler comes to power, he works in a patent office as a technical expert. It is the end of his qualification after his studies. He provides a new interpretation of gravity after writing a four groundbreaking pages thinking about the language. Okay, a few years later, the marriage faltered. Okay, failed. Einstein was constantly at odds with people at the university. Hmm? It's water in bad way. Okay, the newspaper proclaimed his work as scientific revolution. Okay, declared. Proclaim is declared. Final, not only praising, they declared. Einstein got ever more involved in politics. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled that he left the school for good. 5 years later, he discovered of nuclear fission in Berlin and had a American physicist in an uproar. Science wasn't the only thing that you put tick appropriate. You find out the meaning also, take the help of dictionary and try to get the meaning of the sentence. Study the following sentences. Einstein became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. Okay, study and give the background to this. His mother supported him. Let us survive in which they put their affection into words, mixing science with tenderness. Letters to his wife. Okay. So the parts in italics with tenderness. Okay. Uh, Maintaining the skill throughout his life. These are italicized words in the above sentences. Begin with ing. Verbs are called participial phrases. So, participial phrases say something more about the person or thing talked about or the idea expressed by the sentence as a whole. For example, Einstein became a gifted amateur violinist. He maintained the skill throughout his life. Complete the sentences below by filling in the blanks with suitable participial clauses. The information that has to be used in the phrases is provided as a sentence in brackets. They worked round the clock. The firefighters finally put out the fire. Okay, they work around the clock, working around the clock. Okay, what you have to write here? Working around the clock. The firefighters here, they represents firefighters. Okay, firefighters, they, so working around the clock, they are firefighters finally put off the fire. Like this you make remaining examples. Okay, there are 7 examples and we have writing newspaper reports. Here are some notes which you could use to write a report. Write a newspaper report. It is language activity for you for FA3. Writing newspaper reports. Write a newspaper report. Here are some clues. 21st August 2005. Original handwritten manuscript of Albert Einstein unearthed by student Rowdy Boynik in the University of the Netherlands. Boynik in researching papers belonging to an old friend of Einstein. Fingerprints of Einstein on these papers. 16-page document dated 1924. Einstein's work on this last theory, behavior of atoms at low temperature, now known as the Bose-Einstein condensation. The manuscript to be kept at Leiden University, where Einstein got the Nobel Prize. You report. This is a new report. You can report. Write a report which has 4 paragraphs. What was unearthed? Who unearthed it and when? What the document contained? Where it will be kept? Like 4 paragraphs using those clues. Okay, students honors Einstein. Like this you start. Student honors Einstein manuscripts. 21st August 2005, an original handwritten Albert Einstein manuscript has been unearthed at a university in the Netherlands. So on and on. You write 4 paragraphs. Okay, using those clues. It is news reporting. Dictation. Your teacher will dictate these paragraphs to you. Write down the paragraphs with correct punctuation mark. You try to do this with your friends' collaboration. Then they don't tell you the commas, full stops, capitals, everything. They dictate, and even you don't take the support of your friends in spelling and question marks invitations. Okay, that is what punctuation marks and also give attention to spelling. So after that activity, you give it to your friend to check these full stops, commas, punctuations, and spellings. This is very good activity. These 2 activities you have to do it, children. Is very essential. Okay. So we will continue in our next class, children, and only 10 students remained